Hey everybody, welcome back to another great video. It's good to see you again. Can you see the change in resolution? If you haven't changed the settings on the video, I recommend changing the setting to 720p or 1080p as long as you've got good reception. So here we are, we're doing a little review today. I had another company reach out to me, Vitopal, to ask me to review the TC3 Universal Portable Teleprompter Beam Splitter for smartphone, tablet, and DSLR camera. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm actually reading off of a teleprompter right now. This is the teleprompter that they sent to me. So thank you very much, Vitopal, for doing that, and let's continue to dive into the review. I'll show you a little bit about it, let you know if it's rugged, let you know what you can expect for 60 bucks. And that's what I'm talking about, because I used to have a teleprompter I made myself. I tried to jerry-rig a teleprompter together one day when I had my early YouTube days like 5 years ago, and I totally did a terrible job and it was a failure. But I learned a lot about teleprompters, so this is the first time I've had a working teleprompter and the app works, so thumbs up to that. Let's dive into it. What do you say? Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, hit that subscribe button for future videos, and leave a comment down below. We can make some fun stories with this. It doesn't need to be news media, but just like Brian does with World Vegan News, if you haven't checked out World Vegan News, I recommend you check it out. Alright, so here we are with the remote. As you can see, it looks like a gaming controller. You can hit this button to get it to start scrolling. You can use this as kind of like a way to go up and down to change the area where the text is showing up on the display. And you can also use this as a mouse cursor. If you flip the switch, you can actually get it to work as a mouse. And generally, these buttons are only really good for one or two operations. This turns it on and off, and this lets you open up the triple bar. So you click on that to change the settings. Pretty straightforward. You got to throw some AAA batteries inside, but it's useful. I like it. It's nice if you're going through and you're showing your friends or family members some photos and you want to go back and forth. So it's got some good utility outside of just using it for the teleprompter. So I just detached the camera from this mounting point right here. This is detachable, and you got another quarter inch thread that you can stick things onto. I put one of my Vigim lights right here. Because the lighting is nice to be able to have an option. Here you can see the teleprompter, so check this out. We'll use the remote and click, and now you can see what I'm seeing. Isn't that pretty cool? I am here today to share with you this portable teleprompter. So what's nice is you can click on here, you can go into the settings, and you can actually change the settings with the remote. And you can change the color, you can change the font size, you can go back, and so that's all nice. So as you can see, the display is super sharp. I really like the reflectivity of it. You're going to be able to easily read whatever it is you're looking at here in terms of text. And then if you're on this side, oh, you can see it. My phone is actually the thing that's covered in fingerprints, not the unit. Let's take a look at the app. As you can see here, you've got some different settings that you can work with. If you go back twice, actually, you can go here to where you can set up different texts for different videos. So that makes it pretty easy to work with, and you can even use the search bar. And then if you need to delete them, you can click here, and you can actually delete the script. And you've got a blank slate. So that works out nicely. Here you can see that this is actually expandable, so you can put something like an iPad in there or a larger phone. What did end up happening to me is when I was assembling this and using it, one of those springs actually popped a little nut loose, or whatever that is. So in terms of durability, not really all that durable. So moving on top, we've got a slider here. You can put a microphone or a light. Over here, I've got a light installed. This is nice. I like that it's got it on both sides for better lighting, and you can put a good microphone in. Right on top here, you can also attach this unit. So you can put a phone up here, or you can put the phone here and this clamp will hold it. So that's pretty nice. It makes it easy that you can attach it to either side, the top or that side. You can change these rings out. So these pop out and pop in. This keeps the display dark on the other side so that you can actually read the text you're looking at. Not very much light bleeds through, so I'm pretty happy about that. And the back side, I mean, it's not really aesthetically pleasing, but it is a really affordable piece. Here on the bottom, you will want to screw this in so that it can mount properly onto the stand. Now, I have this $20 stand I'm using. I just went ahead and mounted this on here, but this actually does pop off right here. And then what you can see is this is a spring-loaded unit that can hold an iPad. If you just flip it over, you can use the larger one. I'm using the smaller one, so I decided to use the one on the top. That's holding the phone in at the moment. And then let's take a look here. Let's come with this pretty fat sack. It is definitely a lint grabber, so this dark black is going to pop up, all that kind of stuff. It's got a pretty decent app instructions set up here for Best View. You can download the Best View app from the App Store. I'm pretty sure the Google Play Store has it and the Apple App Store. And it kind of walks you through what to do. Pretty simple. Customer service has been pretty good in terms of installation. Now, since I didn't have a DSLR camera, I reached out to them for using the phone instead. And then if you look here, this is how you link it up with Bluetooth with the remote. It gives you, some pretty basic instructions on how to use the device. So I'm not a pro at it. I didn't read the instructions too much, if you couldn't tell, but I'm happy that they did include the instruction manual. Over here, inside the bag, here are the adapter rings for the DSLR camera. And these rings right here are the rings. These are the rings that stick into the back there. So you saw where my phone went in? Well, you can use a larger camera setup. You can use the larger ring, the square ring. You got another O, usually for things like iPhone. You could even use Samsung. You got a fully blacked out one, and you've got this shape, whatever that is. So this little thing right here, this popped out of one of the springs early on. I don't know why that popped out, but it did pop out on me. So I'm gonna say that they need to make sure that they keep a check on their build quality. Well, to quickly summarize what I've seen here on this unit, it is definitely one of the most affordable ones on the market right now, especially for being able to do both a DSLR camera and a smartphone. The fact that the app works is a big thumbs up. It's not too difficult to learn to use. I feel like you can pick it up in one day and get the hang of it relatively easily, and for around 60 bucks, pretty hard to beat that as long as that price doesn't jump up. This is a winner. Now, it might not be that aesthetically pleasing, but it looks like their customer service is prominent. They do respond quickly in less than 24 hours. Of course, this is a Chinese-based unit, so you might have to wait till late evening or night to get a response, or the morning, but you should hear back from them. It does come with a lot of nice parts and adjustable settings, and I know they do warranty the product. I mean, overall, I'm happy with it. I think the glass quality is good. I think the app is worth it. I think the remote makes this a lot of fun to play with. And at first, I was going to give up on it because I was like, oh, how am I going to set this up? And then they sent me a video on how to set it up. And I was like, that's good service right there. They care. They do care. So if you got an iPad, if you got an iPhone, if you have a Samsung, if you got a system where you want to set up a decent working teleprompter on a really low budget, this has got to be the one for you. I think this is the way to go. There's more expensive units out there for sure, but I'm happy with it. I think that it would have been something I would have bought probably 4 or 5 years ago had I known about it. And yeah, I think it's worth the money. I think it's worth the 60. It takes the pain away from trying to figure out how to do it all yourself. So it's worth the small investment. I think the reward of being able to read off documents or pages out of a book, or maybe you're making your own little media show, or you're trying to create some content for people that you want to read a little text off, and instead of being a little, I don't know, I would call it less original or on the spot, it does give you the freedom to be flexible, to go between the two, especially if you're transitioning from going from just reading off of a script to the phone. I think it might even help you get a little more comfortable in front of the camera, to where then you can say, okay, I don't need the teleprompter now, I can read off of my own mind. And so I want to share something cool with you. I have not used a teleprompter on any of my videos, not one of them. One time I used a note from a notepad on one of my videos, but other than that, that's been it. It's all just been off the top of my head. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll see you again in the next one. Take care.